Every second spent mindlessly consuming is killing your art. The more you consume, the less you create. The average person in the United States spends about 5 hours on their phone. Can you imagine if even half of that went to creating? I remember being in college experiencing so much guilt when consuming. This is because I had no outlet to create, just work, school, repeat. I was so unbelievably creatively frustrated. Even things I thought would feed me creatively, like concerts and stuff like that. In the back of my mind, I knew I wanted to be on the other side of the mic. I knew I wanted to be on the stage and not in the crowd. And this wasn't even on some vanity, a big ego thing. I just knew I was starving myself as an artist. When I create, I feel free, I feel full, I feel alive, and there's a direct correlation between how great I feel and how much I'm creating at the time. All artists know this feeling as well, we just don't act on it. The older I get, the deeper the pain, the deeper the guilt. I know time is fleeting, I can literally feel it. This isn't to scare you, I actually want to encourage you to be more present. When you consume, don't do it mindlessly. I hate seeing time pass and having nothing to show for it, not a lesson learned, not a new memory, not a new perspective, nothing. Just time gone, forever. I couldn't take that pain anymore, so I changed it. Here's how. Mindless consumption is killing your art and stealing your time. Most artists work a non-creative job that doesn't fulfill them for 8 hours a day. Another 8 hours are for sleeping, and apparently 5 hours are spent on our phones. In this scenario, you have 3 hours to create, but in reality, that's a fantasy. These 3 hours don't account for cooking, house cleaning, eating, showering, homework, commuting, and don't even get me started on taking care of another human being because I cannot imagine. Out of the 24 hours we get in a day, 16 are for working and sleeping. The other third is the most important time in your creative journey. Creativity is fueled by constraints, which is why you must remove before you add. If you aren't aware of what apps are stealing your time, check your screen time. Delete the worst offenders and only log in when you post. As St. Augustine said, complete abstinence is easier than perfect moderation. There's never been a time I felt productive after scrolling on Instagram and Twitter. If you're not ready to delete them, at least set a time limit in your settings. If your phone is the main culprit, put it in grayscale. Now, if 24/7 grayscale feels a bit too much, there are ways and shortcuts you can use to do it at a specific location or during a specific time period. You need to find a way to stop the bleeding. Scrolling is siphoning your life by the second. Track your ratio of creation versus consumption. The higher your ratio for creation, the better you feel, I promise. Freeing up your time is half the battle. The other is knowing what to do with it. Deleting apps doesn't mean you stop consuming. It means you consume with a purpose. So when you do consume, it actually serves your creative journey instead of taking away from it. This is what I call active consumption, consuming with a purpose. Creativity and productivity are highly dependent on each other. When you separate them, both lose their impact to quite some degree. Danko. When consuming, ask yourself, does this fuel my creative work? Social media may entertain you, but it's not productive. It separates your creativity from productivity. Active consumption is different. It's both creative and productive. It fuels your art. My number one rule for learning is iteration. There has to be a tangible, trackable net gain, a new approach, new insight, new technique, or new idea. All learning is behavioral change. If you're still doing the same thing, you didn't learn anything. Knowing things is pointless if you don't do anything with it. Understanding this will save you a lot of time. Many beginners watch hours of tutorials without creating. This is mental masturbation, which is prevalent in intelligent and creative people. This is more dangerous than scrolling because it gives an illusion of progress. False comfort that you're actually doing the work. You're not. If you cannot immediately implement something into your work, it is entertainment, not education. For example, and I have a habit of doing this as well, learning about diminished chords or augmented chords when you could barely play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star on your instrument. I'm not saying this is wrong to do. As artists, we need things that feed our creative spirit, that inspire us. However, it is important to make this distinction. Many artists frustrate themselves thinking, I've spent so much time on this skill, but you haven't. You spent that time watching. This actually empowered me. I wasn't behind, I just wasn't doing as much as I thought I was. Learning can be summarized by one statement. Same condition, new behavior. If your conditions are the same and your behavior hasn't changed, no matter how many books, courses, videos you've watched, you've learned nothing. Alex Ramosi. Nothing changes if nothing changes. This is one of my favorite quotes because of how true it is. I know what it's like to not make creative progress for years. The best way to take care of yourself as an artist is to be creative. Why suffer more than you have to? Grayscale or app deletion may not be it for you, but you have to take videos like this and similar videos and find whatever methods work best for you. You know, as creators, there's not a lot of one size fits all, but you take videos like this and other videos and learn different ways and different methods to find what works best for you. My number one resource for developing better habits and possibly putting you in the right direction is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Whatever you find and whatever you do, actually use it. Don't just watch. Do the work, be consistent, so you can be the artist you know you can be.